Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. I hope everyone is doing so lovely. I miss you guys so much. I know I've been pretty active on all my social media, but I feel like I haven't talked to you guys. So please leave a comment down below and let me know how y'all are doing. We're gonna be starting off by doing my client's nails. We are fully prepping her nails for an acrylic fill. So I am essentially just gonna be taking my Efile. I have it at a speed of about 11,000 RPMs. Along with that, I'm using my medium grit 5-in-1 bit from Kiara Sky. I'm using very light amount of pressure doing this process because I simply just want to remove that gel top coat and her gel polish that I previously applied. Now, if she has any lifting at this point, I would go ahead and try to remove that as well, which she did have on a few fingers. I think it was this one and the index finger. So I'm gonna just carefully thin that acrylic out. It was very minimal, so I didn't have to do too much work, but I'm just focusing on that lifted area, trying not to touch her natural nail with this bit. And again, just fully removing that design that she currently had on her nails. Now I always do as well ask if they want their nails trimmed at this point because I'm still using the bit that I would use to trim the nails down. She said no, these are her natural nails and we do an acrylic overlay on them. So I was so excited that she didn't want them trimmed down. Unfortunately, next time we will have to, but I love just seeing her growth every single time she comes in. I'm so jealous. So if you have natural nails, definitely let me know down below because I am jealous. Now we're gonna be going in with this small mandrel bit from Kiara Sky. I do have a medium grit sanding band on that. My Efile is now pushed down to 4,000 RPMs, very light pressure. I'm taking this bit and pushing her cuticle back, removing that dead skin, and ultimately buffing off the shine from her natural nail. And as you can see here, I'm focusing also on removing any lifted areas she may have. Any excess little white portions that I see would be fully removed at this point as well.
Que yo te doy falla, falla. Deja que los cuerpos hablen, no hace falta más. Si ya muy bien tú sabes lo que va a pasar. Tú me pones la mente a volar. Deja que los cuerpos hablen, no hace falta más. Si ya muy bien tú sabes lo que va a pasar.
Next, I'm going in with this tiny diamond bit. I took all of my other bits home, so this was the only one that was diamond bit at my station, which is perfect because it did what I needed it to do. Diamond bits are always really good to go right in to that cuticle area and finish removing that dead skin that you may have missed with the sanding band. The small mandrel bit that we used in the step before, it does a really good job, but I still feel like I need to do a little bit more work. And as you can see, I did end up removing some more dead skin. I'm taking a lint-free wipe and a little bit of Young Nail Swipe, fully dehydrating that nail and cleaning off that excess dust. And then I'm going to be going in with Triple X Bond from Not Polish and adding a thin layer of that over her natural nail. You could always do 2 coats as well if you are having issues with lifting. Now for her acrylic application, for reference, I'm using the Kiara Sky monomer. I am using the Profiles Backstage Sculpted Like It's Hot acrylic brush in a size 10. I prefer to use a smaller size for fills just because I know that I don't need to pick up a lot of product, and it just makes me a little bit more comfortable with moving the acrylic where I need it to be moved. I am using First Nude from Not Polish for her colored acrylic. I don't know if that's the color that I originally used, but it blended very well, so I just went with it. And we're gonna be doing nail art anyway, so I feel like that kind of just minimalizes the difference in color. I want to say that I actually use Sea Salt Caramel, but they're extremely similar, so you can't really tell unless I'm telling you, which now you probably see it, but it's completely fine. I feel like the bottom portion of her nail just has like a slightly more yellow tint to it. I'm just going to be going in with about a medium-sized bead of acrylic, applying that where the growth is at, pushing that right up into the cuticle while holding the finger downward. This is going to allow the product to go up near the cuticle, but as you hold the finger down, it's gonna flow down. I failed to do so on this nail. As you can see, the overflowing into that cuticle area, but just simply take the tip of your brush and clean that up. Try to minimize this amount of work that you're having to do when doing fails, because you do not want to get a lot of monomer on their skin. And even though you're being extra careful to kind of carve that out, I still feel like you're getting monomer on the skin regardless. So always take note of that. I also didn't have my glasses on, so I've come to terms with the fact that I do need glasses when I'm doing nails. And I will now forever be wearing glasses. So just a quick little a life update. I now need glasses, and I need them. Like, I actually need them to do nails. And I noticed it while doing this set. It was so sad, but we're here. It's fine. We are doing great, and it could be worse. Once the acrylic is fully dry, we're gonna go in and file her nails. I'm using the 5-in-1 bit from Kiara Sky, speed back up to 11,000 RPMs, and I'm going to just file the nail. And I am focusing on that cuticle area, making sure that that acrylic is nice and flush, and then just very carefully, very quickly going over top of the rest of the nail to smooth everything out as best as possible. You can always use a hand file. I typically do that as well for longer nails, but since her nails aren't super long, I feel okay using my e-file with that. I know it can get a little bit tricky to keep the same amount of pressure and the same movement throughout the whole process. So I totally understand if you are a beginner nail tech and don't feel comfortable. I honestly am pretty seasoned in the nail industry, and I still feel like I struggle sometimes. Next, I'm gonna be taking my hand file and we're gonna be filing those sides, making sure that that shape is nice and perfect. Now, when I did go ahead and do my gel polish removal with my bit, I didn't fully remove it off those sides. So at this point, I would go ahead and make sure that I'm doing that. This just kind of helps minimize the amount of steps that I'm doing throughout the fill process. So typically I file right after I remove the acrylic, or I pretty much pre-shape is what I like to call it, before I go in with my fill or my acrylic application. And this time I just skipped it just to make the process go a lot quicker. And I did notice a huge difference by skipping certain steps. You don't even realize how much time you minimize. I ended up finishing her entire set in less than an hour and a half, which I know it's still a long time, but in the past, I promise you, I have taken a lot longer. So just for reference, whenever you are focusing on little things, sometimes it's not necessary and you can ultimately skip those to just speed up that process. So at this point, I am fully removing off that gel, and then I'm also reshaping her nails and making sure that I'm checking underneath the nail as well, just to make sure that I didn't get acrylic under there. Although we only did a fill, I still want to make sure that I am straightening her nails back out from underneath as well. I'm also going to be filing the tip of the nail. Unfortunately, whenever I flip her hand around to look at the nails from her perspective, I always move off camera, and sometimes I've been able to catch it depending on the angle of my camera, but not today. So I'm pretty much just flipping her hand over and filing it until it is nice and straight. And I'm actually taking my 5-in-1 bit once again. Sometimes the nail can kind of curve down a little bit. So all I'm doing is just making sure that I thin it out a little bit to make the shape a lot more crisp. Then I'm going to be taking my sponge buffer and buffing the surface of her nail, making sure everything is nice and smooth. We're going to be doing some nail art, so I want to make sure that my canvas is ready to go. You can always skip this step as well, clean the nail and go in with a top coat of your choice. You can do matte or shiny. I honestly feel like it does the same thing, and that'll create the perfect smooth surface, but I try to minimize the amount of products that I layer on top of each other. Even though my retention of gel products are good, I just feel the thicker the layers, the more prone they are going to be to chipping, and I am so scared of risking that they come back and their design is all gone, or I need to fix something, you know? So now I'm going in with the lint free wipe, a little bit of young nail swipe, cleaning that surface, and now we are ready for some nail art. You can always have your client wash their hands or just use a little bit of alcohol as well. I'm gonna be taking this really deep, dark brown color. It made me so jealous. If y'all haven't noticed, I haven't had nails on myself because I've been doing tons of content on my own hands, and it kills me every time I do a really cute set on a client. I'm just so jealous. I miss my nails so much, and I am so excited to get back. We are working on a few new things, so excited for that. But I'm just gonna be doing a slanted kind of like cut design with that gel polish. I am using this brown liner from Not Polish, and then my Veeda Bella long liner brush, my all-time favorite. Definitely check them out. We are so proud of these brushes, and I know a lot of y'all already love them as well. Don't forget to use my discount code VEE to save a little bit of money on our website. I'm just gonna be using that to create a long line first diagonally, and then we are infilling the rest of that. I just love the ease of the product flowing together, and it just is super easy to work with. Definitely recommend my brushes. I'm over here just bragging on them, but I'm gonna go ahead and finish that on the rest of the nails, curing that in the light for a full 60 seconds. Once this hand is curing in the light, I am working on the other hand. I always try to mention that, and that just kind of speeds up the process as well. Try to continue to work as you are going and minimize the amount that you're just kind of just sitting there. Now, once that design is fully cured, I'm gonna go back to working on the same hand, and I'm actually using Blossom Gel from Not Polish and adding a layer of that on her nail. Now for this process, I would definitely recommend using a good amount of that Blossom Gel. The thicker the layer, the more it's gonna blossom and bloom. And then I'm taking that same brown gel liner, and then I added a little bit of sea salt caramel gel polish to kind of marbleize it a little bit easier. And then I'm just taking my long liner once again and really just moving around the gel polish to my liking. She had a little bit of a bubble right there, so I was trying to pop it. Failed to do so, but then I ended up getting it a little bit later. So I'm just pretty much moving it around the nail, and then I'm just gonna let it do its thing. A lot of the time you don't have to work the product too much, but I haven't done a full nail marble like this in so long, so I was honestly really scared that it was not gonna look good, but it ended up turning out really cute. I'm taking the liner to go around that cuticle area to perfect it, and then also bringing the rest of the product down the sides so that the entire nail is fully covered and I don't have any areas without gel. And then once I'm happy with the design, I wipe it continuously on the sides to make sure that the overflow of product is being removed and I don't have a distorted shape at the end. It's really important that you are paying attention to that because we are adding thick layers of gel. You want to make sure that it's not messing up your shape. So as you can see, I'm kind of fixing it, wiping those sides over and over again until I'm happy with the marbleized look. And again, we are just waiting. And then I popped it in the light for a full 60 seconds and I worked on the other hand in the meantime. As you can see, I'm gonna show you guys once again how to do the application, but same process, same colors, and it just looks so, so cute. Now I did want to mention that I removed the tacky layer from the gel polish. I don't know if I had one, but I still wiped it just to be safe. And now I'm gonna go in with Stick It from Profiles Backstage. This is their foil gel. I absolutely love their foil gel. And I'm adding kind of a messed up line right where the brown meets the nude color. And I'm kind of placing it on there sloppy because I want the foil to not go on in a perfect straight line. Like I want it to go on there splotchy. So the messier you apply it, the more of the look that you're going to get. So I'm gonna do that on all of the nails and then we're gonna cure in the light. Very important, only for 30 seconds at the most. So you could do like 15 to 30 seconds. I feel like that is like the perfect timing. Next, I'm gonna be taking this bronze colored foil and I'm making sure that I'm not fully applying it and then ripping it off. I'm kind of just stapling it on there. That way that I don't get that like perfect line or it fully applied to that gel that I placed on there. I want it to look very, very like messy and just like a cute little accent of gold flakes on there. And then once I'm content with that, we're gonna go in with Top Coat. This is Gloss It from Not Polish. I'm gonna fully coat the nail and I wanna fully make sure that I am covering that design as I don't want it to chip off or, you know, get messed up. Curing that in the light for a full 60 seconds. I like to do 2 rounds just to be safe. I went ahead and added some cuticle oil to her nails and then we are rubbing that into her skin. And that pretty much concludes today's video. Let me know what you guys think down below. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you learned a ton and I'll see you guys next time.